Took me a while to figure out why my stream wouldn't start, but now we got it. So hopefully, getting the camera and the mount. Okay, so this is the drawing I finished up on last stream about a couple hours ago. My goal is to, sorry if the camera's wonky here, for a couple of seconds just getting it centered. I want this shot to be the center shot. I'm getting my second camera to do a YouTube short of this setup here. Okay, so now I'm going to try to set up hyperlapse on my YouTube or on my second phone. Okay, and that is looking good. Okay. I'm going to start drawing a couple sketches here of different drawings or different dinosaurs. So just be wary here. I'm going to pull up the references that I got. Okay, so here's my new sheet of paper. Like 2 sheets of computer paper. It just, when I press down with the paper, it seems it's a little bit easier to press into it. It's not as, like drawing on one sheet, I feel like is a little thin. I get a little bit more cushion, I think, from having that second page. All right, ready to go. Okay, I got a couple pencils sharpened now, ready to rock. Okay. Let's just start out with this. It's the dinosaur. It's like a baryonyx. So I'm just going to start off in maybe this upper corner just to change things up a bit. I'm going to start and draw him with the side of my pencil. So I'm just working on the major shapes. So this is his head. Now we're going to focus on just getting the body. I'm not even trying to work on detail at this moment. I'm just trying to draw him, get his shape spaghettied onto the paper. So I don't want to ruin too much of the paper because I want to draw other dinosaurs. So try to get his tail over there. But yeah, so now I got maybe the gist of where things are going to be. Just kind of, it can go off screen, that's fine. Okay, so now I know he's got a long nose. Baryonyx are known for that. So I'm gonna throw in some details and some lines. Okay, so we want to put in some teeth right away. And now kind of reminds me of a Spinosaurus, the way that their heads are shaped, but they're just a little bit smaller without the fin. So this will look for an eye, nose. So we got, this comes down to his neck. So if we're thinking of his front of his body, so this would be shoulder, shoulder. So and this is where his arms live. Just loosely sketching. I'm not even trying to get perfect details here. I did for the face just to render it a little bit more for you guys, but even then, it's like you don't need to get too detailed too quick because you might want to move things. So you want to be able to erase at all times. So the early stages, you just kind of want to get the idea across and then kind of work from there. So maybe this hand I'm going to put here. Maybe. Okay, so we got baryonyx. Maybe we'll put something here so I don't have to draw the rest of his body. And that's pretty good for now. I just want to get as many drawings down in the paper as possible. So if we leave out his legs and just finish off, we're just practicing. So at this point, throw in maybe an eye. Okay, so we got a baryonyx kind of started. Okay. Okay, next dinosaur. Let's see. Already a couple minutes. Each drawing I want to do really quick, so I want to fill up the paper full of dinosaurs. So maybe I can draw another dinosaur right here. Maybe he's roaring up at the baryonyx. So just kind of having fun with placement and okay, maybe his body's like this. Maybe his tail is gonna. There you go. Maybe let's go in front of the baryonyx. Maybe he's in front. Maybe this is a different carnivore. I do like drawing the carnivore dinosaurs. I just feel like they're more fun, lots of teeth and scary looking, kind of more interesting to me. Not saying I won't draw a Triceratops or a Spinosaurus or a Stegosaurus or whatever here or there, or Ankylosaurus. It's just not as fun as drawing the ones that might eat you. Okay, so we're gonna just kind of just throwing in lines to figure out where things should, where their feet should be. Body's weight of it's here, so his knees flexed, and then he's got planted on this, so we got toe. So we're just trying to get as much detail in without going too crazy on the detail. To be fair, I'm just squiggling in as many lines as possible. So let's see, maybe his hands. Maybe this guy's hands are. See, I'm not even paying attention, or not even trying to really draw the hands yet. I'm just loosely kind of figuring out. Okay. These guys are like barking at each other. I guess this tail should probably be behind this guy, because this guy is so much further, and if you continued his leg as far as perspective goes, his perspective is his leg would end up probably, and his other leg would be here. Yeah, just thinking out loud here that like his body would end here and this guy's body ends there, so he's actually a bigger dinosaur than this guy because this guy's in your foreground. But this is just more of a collage. It's not a real drawing. I mean, it is a real drawing, but it's not a. We're just playing. It's what quick sketching is kind of all about. Just getting the gist of an idea down. Some of them are good, some of them are bad, but you work out all the things. So ideally, I think I'd rather have this guy, maybe the paper if I would have pulled him down. I don't know. That's what Photoshop's for. So I'm playing around. A lot of people do thumbnail sketches. What they'll do is they'll draw a box and they'll kind of play out what the drawing should have been. So like if I were to plan this out better, I could have made a box like this. I could have done, okay, I could have done my dinosaur. We know, roar. Just enough information for myself to understand. Okay, we got roaring dinosaur, legs. You know, so this is essentially what's going on up here. I would have rather had this baryonyx in the foreground, and maybe having his mouth like this. Yeah. But, and then that way I could have drawn the same drawing, but it would have been a different layout, you know, like you could have had the mouths kind of interacting with this little S shape. Right now it works too, like they're fighting each other, but this guy being so much bigger, but then his legs being down here, like I said, perspective tells you that this dinosaur's in the back. So like, unless I have him on a platform for some reason that makes him the same height as this guy, to then be in the foreground, which that solves that problem of me not finishing his legs. Maybe we just draw a line of perspective here. We put the tail in front. What is this guy standing on that makes this guy seem like he's not on the same ledge? Now this could be like a cliff. This could be, but why would he be so to the edge of a cliff? And like, things like that would have been more thought processed through than if I would have started. But right now I just picked two dinosaurs and I wanted to sketch them. So it's all moving parts. It's all a learning curve. The nice thing about computer paper is you get to a part like this and you can just throw it out if you don't like it. So like, I don't like the way the two dinosaurs in this particular case work with each other on the paper. But I do like this dinosaur in particular. So the baryonyx is cool. Got the sketch going. Got some of the drawing juices out, the jitters. So now I'm going to get in and I'm just going to redraw this guy, I think. Yeah, I'm just going to, maybe if you guys can see that guy. I'll scoot this over. Yeah, I'm going to redraw that drawing that I initially drew. So I'm going to try to redraw him. And I'm just going to do it real fast because now I have the road map. So now I'm going to put him more in the center. I don't think I'm going to draw the second guy. I think I'm just going to continue and just render this guy a little bit better. I'm going to draw him bigger So like if I wanted to make this same dinosaur and just quicker, now that I've drawn him once, I know that his body is more like a circle and I want his head to go off this direction. Just boxing stuff in, using the side of the pencil. So we're just, yeah. And so I like that the weight of him gets that leg to be like this. The weight of this dinosaur is like transitioning, so you get just like the swoopingness of this dynamic pose of this, the way it's landing. So maybe now that I got that, for the most part, it's the same sketch. Okay, so I'm gonna start making some more decisions. So we got, might change it up a little bit, but for the most part, it's the same pose. So we got dinosaur. We're going to throw in bottom jaw. So now I feel like his neck, from where I drew his head to where his body is, his body needs to shift just a little bit over this way. Because where his neck comes down is usually the center of his chest. So like he needs more shoulders on this side. So his shoulders should both start. And then we're going to go down from here. His arms. Legs can still swoop out like this. I still like where his tail is going. It just, that spine is like this. That's important for knowing when I shade it. Where do I want to put sun, dark, you know? So I'm just gonna, just reference where the hands are. Okay, so now we can go. Maybe put a toe dinosaur. Just kind of reminds me of bird feet, so I just kind of make a webbed bird foot almost, and then they're swaying everything, and then I feel like since this is the plant foot, this leg should be back further, so I want it to be maybe only as low as this point. So going here, I'm making it lower, which makes it think your foot is further, where this foot I want it to read, I want them both kind of read in the same plane, or maybe this one, it's being picked up, so like I want it to maybe read just a bit further away. So for the way things are, the further back they are on the drawing. So maybe I'm just gonna make it look like his foot is coming off the ground, and maybe just off the ground. And then, okay, so, and I don't want to draw a lot of detail to this, so I'm just gonna put it in shadow. That's kind of a cheap out, is if you don't like drawing detail in, let's say, a foot or a hand, you can put things in shadow strategically, And as long as you don't highlight them, you don't have to draw every detail perfectly. And I mean, here I'm just trying to draw the sketch really as fast as possible. I'm just practicing. The more drawings you get, the better you'll get at drawing the anatomy, and then it'll branch into drawing the hands too. Just gotta keep drawing. It's the biggest key. So maybe I'll just do this as a 2B pencil sketch, and not just 2B. I'm going to actually use some 6B and some 8B pencils. These can get me a lot darker values. So I'm just going to go ahead and shade in what I would consider a mid-level gray. I'm just going to kind of block in everything that's going to be dark, just with a blanket coverage. So even this arm is going to be covered. So like all that detail I drew in the hands, not that I put much into it, it's not going to matter. In reality, you want the focal point to be on this guy's got his mouth open, and you want people to like be looking at his eyes. So his eyes are going to be white or bright. No one's going to care about the hands. They will if they want to break into like the super fine details of things, but like in reality, people just look at things for like a couple seconds and move on. It's the way TikTok and everything else is gone. So it's just a matter of getting the couple seconds, the gist of an image. That's why sometimes like working on something for multiple hours, putting in a million minute details, only makes the drawing go from like level 90 to 100, but like the last 10% takes like 10 times longer than the first half. Like I already drew most of this drawing in like 10 minutes or less. So like it gets to be defeating when you spend hours shading and putting things in, and it really didn't increase the, I guess, perceived value of the drawing. That's why I like just sketching. Occasionally, I mean, I have been putting in color because I find color is another thing that people like that pushes a drawing a little bit further, and it doesn't take much time to do. Okay, so we got, and now that this is a like B graphite, you can blend with your finger if you want and really get some of the other tones that are white and dirty. Okay, so now I got that part of the drawing process down. I'm going to use a 05 micron Pigma pen. So I'm just going to make some of these decisions more bold, like the teeth. Okay, and like this eye. I do like it when I like leave out the pupil. For some reason it seems more creepy, but I'm gonna leave it out until the end. I might put in an iris or not, or maybe I'll leave it, but we'll see. If you're watching and you've made it this far, consider hitting the like and subscribe button, even if you're watching the replay. And maybe leave a comment What should I draw next? As far as the next time I go live or the next time I make a video. I was curious what people want to see. I know I've been known for drawing dinosaurs, but I'm open to drawing anything and everything. So, plus the more comments you get in a video, the more the algorithm thinks that these things are good. So someday, hoping to maybe get monetized, but that'd be interesting when that day comes. But I'm sure light years away from it, but still. I started this YouTube channel a year ago, actually. YouTube Shorts got me into it. I was doing TikToks for the longest time, and then I figured out how to add, because I wouldn't put voiceovers to my TikToks. I would just use trending audio and just kind of put my time lapse up there, and it seemed to work, and I got like lots of views and lots of followers. But over time, I learned more and more about editing and how to edit shorts, and now I'm editing stuff and it can go onto YouTube. So it's kind of cool. It's a slow learning process, at least for me. I haven't had much time to dabble in it, but okay. So right now it's just pen and pencil. Leave it like this, or I can come in and add some color, or add some gray colors. I suppose I like gray marker over the top of even pencil. It kind of gives leaves the texture of the pencil. So, and sometimes it even darkens the dark pencil drawing. So, using these mid-level grays like C5, I'm able to get this drawing to stand out more, at least for camera. Now, for this, I think I might want to leave that arm lighter, just because, well, I want it to fade away. I don't want to draw people's attention to the hands, so I'm going to have both of them in this gray color, but then I think what I'm going to do is, when I do this back leg here, I'm going to even do it darker. So you're going to have dark gray, or this gray, and then you're going to have a darker gray, and that'll hide it. So this is important because I remember that spine. I'm like, okay, I'm going to make this side of them maybe one color or one darker. So I've decided that light's hitting this side, so that means if light's hitting this side, most of them will be in shadow. Okay, so now I'll use a lighter gray. Let's get C3. I'm just going to hit some of the other whiter spots that shouldn't be white. But they're still not, because this whole side of him is going to be in the shadow. Maybe the top of his eye. Yep. Okay, so now I'm going to throw in, I like, what color? see. I'll just start with the mouth. Just do a light prawn for the mouth. This is like a peach color. When it goes on the cool gray, it just kind of reads as like lips or inner. I like to put it around the eye just a little bit, just to give a toke. Because you like a lot of times I go with a cool color. So now I did that. Probably with the cool color. Powder blue, sure. Okay, I'm gonna start with powder blue. Not gonna change much other than gonna blanket cover the whole dinosaur. So he's gonna seem like an icicle. Kind of makes that, and it's gonna change those grays into like a, give them cool notes. Not, I mean they're cool grays already, but like it'll give them more notes of blue. I was gonna distinguish that leg, push it back further. So I'm gonna put a darker gray. So I like to kind of the levels of your gray. Now the darkest level. Okay. So now that I got pretty much the dinosaur inked out, and then go over the top of it with some white chalk. Just to knock down the harsh lines on the top. The weight of the lines are a little bit too heavy. If you like the drawing, consider hitting the like button. It helps me out, helps get pushed out to more people. But not. I haven't figured out how to read comments on live. I'm doing live on my phone, so I read them afterwards and I answer if there is any questions. Alright, so I've been live now for 30 minutes. I kind of went through a couple drawings and ended up with this. Let's see. I think it'd be nice to put an eye in here, so maybe. Eyelid maybe, and yeah. Let's see. It's bluish gray. Maybe some notes of green, just stripes of green. Why not? Maybe I'll do that toast color for the underbelly, just because it's feeling a little too gray, or I bring some warmth into the drawing. So cool. All right. Last step is to sign it. So. Sweet. Hopefully you like this drawing. Looks like it's showing up okay on the video. I'm recording it on my other vertical format, so you can see the drawing process. I went from a couple sketches. I'll show that in a second here. Just want the second camera to film at least a minute worth of video so it can get a screenshot of the last second. It's filming in hyperlapse, so I needed to film for like 30 seconds before I stop the camera. That way I get a end shot of the dinosaur. But yeah, hyperlapse, it gives me like 1 second of video for every 32 seconds. So I'm at a minute and 13 seconds. Once it turns to a minute 14, I'll turn it off. And then I'll show you my process. Okay, so I've got the minute 14 on the other camera. All right, so I started with drawing a baryonyx, and then I'm like, oh, I should have moved him down, because it doesn't really make sense, because the perspective, this guy is further away from you, and this guy's closer to you, because his legs should go all the way to like down here almost. So like, in theory, since this guy is further away, actually he's bigger than this guy, but that's why I'm like, I should have drawn him. If I would have planned it out better, it would have been like this. And then, yeah, so then I got to this. I just saw comments pop up on the screen. For a second, half the time I never am able to look at the screen because I got two cameras, one on top of each other. So I'm trying to figure out, how do I pull up? Okay, so we'll just see that. Okay, cool. For some reason, when I'm recording these, I don't see the comments right off the hand. But yeah, I just draw. The other day, earlier today, I drew 5 drawings in one sitting, and I also colored in a drawing. So if you want to check out that live, it's posted on my channel. I think this is going to be the end of this live, but yeah, maybe I'll draw another one later today or sometime this week. It's just a struggle to find time to draw and have a quiet house where I can talk the whole time. So, but thanks everybody for watching, and thanks for hitting the thumbs up if you did. Yeah, cool. And check out my channel.